flame. Wielder of silent death, Mr. V is his name. Scroll upon his ledger every face that brought his end. A catalog of traitors, each one a gruesome friend. No mercy for the hunted, no solace in their cries. Candy-coated cruelty beneath the cobalt skies. He is the scourge unchained, the spectre none can tame. Ruthless in his vengeance, unrivaled in his game. List of mortal reckonings, carved in steel and bone. Mr. V's wrath unending, his will becomes their throne. Contract sealed by Eight Eyes' voice, no questions dare arise. Dr. Ravenholm's streaming looms, but cold his remained eyes. Given silly weapons, painted right with childish jest. Yet every blow he strikes becomes another comfort waste. And when the night is silent, cargo drones resound. With crates of fruit and verdure in plenty he is crowned. He builds from dust and ruin, since cities and the wastelands roar. In third-person guns he conquers, from sanctuary to shore. On Ravenholm's dead broadcast, he death loops through the fray. Chaos in vehicles, carnage on display. Happy cat lady pales as seconds through his mind. Mr. V, the final act, the death of hope and light. He is the scourge unchained, the spectre none can tame. Ruthless in his vengeance, unrivaled in his game. List of mortal reckonings, carved in steel and bone. Mr. V's wrath unending, his will becomes their throne.
Evening, everybody, and welcome back to another kind of Telltale's game. We're finally doing the Star Trek game. No, it is it's a Telltale's game, but it's not a Telltale's game. It's made by the people who used to make the Telltale's games, but it's not one of theirs. But throughout the whole thing, I'm going to refer to it as a Telltale's game. But evening, Happy Cat, Mr. Smith, and welcome in. It's been a little while since we did the previous Telltales ones. We've done the Jurassic Park one. We've done nearly all of The Walking Dead. We only have the very last one of The Walking Dead to do. What were the other ones we did? There were some other ones as well that we did, and I can't remember what they were now. Playlist somewhere. Find the playlist. With these ones as well, there's a lot of dialogue and story in them, because basically it's a semi-interactive movie. So I'll try best not to talk at all over the dialogue and the story as we go through. I have done like a 20-minute test, and this doesn't have the good pausing mechanics that the Telltale's games have. Mangoes as well. so I can't pause mid-dialogue and then have it instantly resume like you could on their ones. That doesn't seem to work in this. I mean, I'll try it at the beginning and we'll see what happens, but I'm fairly certain it didn't work. But evening, Mr. V. Afraid of it as a Telltale Games game. Good way to make me dislike it more. I enjoyed the stories in the Telltale. The Walking Dead ones were good. I said we've only got one more of those to do. I go back years ago. That's Wednesday night used to be Telltale's night as well, so it's appropriate that this has landed on today. In fact, it's 2 weeks later than when we were originally going to start it. I suppose we'll get into it. I'm undecided if I want to use the controller or I want to use the keyboard and mouse. So I'll start with the controller and we'll see how we go. I think so, but then I'm sure that they went bankrupt, but then they made another Telltale's game, Mr. Smith. So I don't know what the score is with them, but to the best of my knowledge, they're no longer technically there. I think they were bought by another company, and then you know what they do with the buy company, then just disappear it. Yeah, it's a bit of I think the history in my head is a little bit of an odd one. Evening, Black Horse and Gary, and welcome in. You're just in time for us starting. But yeah, I'll fire it up. And the dysentery will fire up as well. I'll try best not to talk over the dialogue. The game doesn't really give like time to pause. Well, in fact, the pause system doesn't work entirely like the Telltale's one did. In this one, it works differently. And it doesn't really give me time to. Half the time, it doesn't give me time to read all the responses. So, yeah. Okay, let's fire it up though. Can I just delete the? Yeah, can I just delete the? I sure you want to delete? Yeah, because that was just a 10-minute test, just to make sure I had all the settings right. And granted, all the settings have all now been buggered up as well. Mr. Smith, beat you to it. Right. I say it's more like this is more like an interactive movie. The way these games go, and that is kind of how I'm going to treat it, sort of like we did previously. But I hope you've all been behaving yourself today. I haven't got an O key on the controller. Is Minnie with you, Gary? Did Minnie get my message? Oh, for copyright reasons, as always, I've turned the music off. So Gary is going to sing the original series theme tune.
931.4. The crew is restless. After spending too many months piecing our ship back together.
Oh, so that's as loud as it goes.
Finally about to venture out on a new mission.
Haha, Gary!
And the crew isn't letting this unprecedented ion storm slow them down. They're ready for something different. I know I am. Perhaps more than any of them. Fortunately, nothing ever stays the same. It's entropy, the nature of the universe. Change is inevitable. And while entropy says order gives way to chaos, in this case, change is good.
The first Walking Dead game, you had a lot more to do in it, Mr. V, and then the later ones, they changed the way it worked. And it was basically just a string of QuickTime events, the later games. You didn't like walk around the environments, it was just basically a semi-interactive movie. Or episode.
Thanks.
No problem.
Grenade.
I'm not great.
Welcome in, Mystical.
But these little shuttles are the worst.
Here's a tip. Don't close your eyes. You'd think that would make it easier, but it only makes it worse. Look out the window, pick a star, and just focus on that.
I'll give it a try.
Is that
Sorry.
Remote Dead just didn't like the quick time events.
I hadn't noticed.
I'm on my way to my first assignment.
I wouldn't mind playing the Jurassic Park one again.
I'm transferring on to the Resolute.
So am I.
It won't be easy for Jara to step in at the 11th hour like this. But if she's half the officer I knew she could become when she was a cadet at Starfleet Academy, she'll be the XO this ship needs right now.
So you've done that bit, Gary. Are you going to sing the rest of it? You know, the wailing. You need to sing the wailing bit as well, Gary. Or are you still humming along to my new song, Gary? The Two Commandments. Which was the other not Walking Dead, so which was the other Telltale's game? We haven't done the Minecraft ones, because I have done the first Minecraft Telltale's game.
A starbase on the very edge of Federation space.
And that was torture, the Minecraft Telltale's game. It took me ages to 100% it, just for the Xbox achievements, because that one, I could hardly keep my eyes open to it, it was so crap.
Commander? I'm not usually such a nervous wreck, by the way. I actually did well at the Academy.
Oh yeah?
Maybe you've heard of the Torvalin test?
Sounds familiar.
It's a tactical simulator that makes the Kobayashi Maru look like a picnic on Pintaris 5. Anyway, I finished in the top 20. Not just in my class. I mean, all time. In the history of the Academy.
Really? That's quite impressive.
Thank you. It was tough. But
Yeah, there was a Back to the Future, there was a
and it paid
Game of Thrones one as well. Well, I'm sure we did another one on stream, and I can't remember what the hell it was.
Hold it there for a few seconds.
I'm still undecided if I want to use the keyboard and mouse or if I want to use the controller. I'm using the controller at the minute. We'll see how it goes.
Welcome, Commander Rydek.
Wait, you're Jara Rydek? You absolutely crushed the Torvalin test. You finished in what, like the top 3?
That would be me.
Now I'm really... It's an honor to meet you, Commander. Sorry, I didn't realize before. I just came off the shuttle and was glad to be on solid ground.
Obviously, it's very difficult to get hold of, I find now, the Game of Thrones one, because I wanted to do it.
I believe Commander...
But it's one of those ones that have been pulled from all the storefronts,
just ahead.
unfortunately.
See you on the Resolute.
And the disc version that I tried to get turned out it was a placeholder disc, so there was no actual data on it. It was just in case it was the same as Fallout 70 odd. That was just a placeholder disc. It only installed like 500 megabytes or something like that, and then you had to like download the other 50 gigabytes.
Commander Ermont is a Bolian, so I'm looking for someone with blue skin.
The Bolian be at the back there, but I want to have a little look around first. It's because I can't help myself. So what do I have to press the trigger? Alright, so trigger button to interact, okay.
Well, I'm not sure.
It probably says on screen, but it's covering up half my
leave without me.
microphone's covering up the thing.
Look here. The Resolute is leaving from this dock.
Oh, you're right. Nerves must be getting to me.
Yeah, you don't even get disk drives in them. I mean, I've got a Blu-ray drive in my machine here. I can't remember the last time I ejected it. Is there anyone else to talk? Right, there's a thing over here. We'll make our way over to Steve over there.
Starbase 128 has 4 docks. I'll replicate myself a meal once I'm on board. Excuse me.
No, not excused. It's just it's just barge through them.
Welcome to the edge of the galaxy, Commander Rydek. I'm Commander Jan Ermot, Operations Officer on the Resolute.
Take the beetroot injections. Mystical.
I hope there wasn't too much trouble getting here. This storm isn't making anything easy for us right now.
It was perfectly fine. No trouble at all.
I'm glad to hear it. We're grateful you were able to come fill our first officer vacancy at such short notice. From everything I've read and everything I've heard, we're lucky you were available to us. Coming from a premier starship and all. To our little research vessel.
What exactly have you heard about me?
First in your class at the Academy. Received the Starfleet Award of Valor during the Dominion War. Most recently, Tactical Officer and Chief of Security on the U.S.S. Endeavor.
You've done your homework.
Like I said, we're very lucky.
I wonder if the Blue Man Group based themselves off Bolians. They must have.
The U.S.S. Resolute. She may not look like much compared to the bigger ships, but as far as science vessels go, she can more than hold her own. And she doesn't look so bad considering 6 months ago she was nearly cracked in half venting plasma fighting for her life.
It was an accident?
Equipment malfunction. An accident suggests fault, but no one's to blame. It was a planned test, but the warp core was pushed beyond its limits. It destabilized the dilithium, there was a runaway reaction, and the warp bubble deformed. We thought we could reach
Yeah, that was it.
It was more than she could handle.
The red shirts are specially bred.
First officer and 22 of our crew. At the end of the day, we're all responsible for each other.
I can't even begin to imagine what that must have been like for you. I'm so sorry for your loss.
Thank you. It does weigh heavy. There are some things you can't forget.
Did you lose anyone close to you?
Too many. And to that I'll just say, you have big shoes to fill. Listen, I realize you've known Captain Solano for quite some time, and I'm sure you're ready to bring your best. But I should warn you that when the captain announced you would be the new first officer, there were those who felt it was a mistake, that he should have promoted from within. So you might want to tread lightly at first. Until they come to value your contributions as much as he does.
Thank you. Always good to have a sense for what you're walking into.
I just thought you ought to know.
I appreciate it.
Starfleet has assigned us a high-priority mission to the Hotari region. I'll let the captain brief you on board. I know he's eager to see you.
Will we be mission ready in time?
We have every intention. The crew has been working around the clock to get the ship ready. There's still so much to do.
Let's go. That guy would be a snitch. Oh, left stick. Oh, someone's got lube all over it.
Stuck. I got just the thing.
Hey, we've got a big hammer we can stick at it. Plasma torch to burn it off. What's this tool? Spanners. Oh, can we burn it off? Let's try and burn off. This isn't going to cause like a death loop, is it? Because we will record the death loops. Chase the laser. How did they let this get so dirty? What on earth was he doing? the other way, the other way.
And that...
Oh, it's a different thing this time, is it? That and that, okay.
is that.
Wait, lower decks. We're on the Cerritos now.
I thought that thing was totally fried.
Yeah, we don't want any spoilers. Just gonna play the game as it comes.
Nice work, Carter.
Nothing to it, Neely.
And not a moment too soon. The boss wants us down in engineering. Like, now.
So now we're a different chap. I did do like the little tour thing of the ship where I could walk around.
Okay?
I dropped a non-ferrous connector between the coils. Gonna have to remove a few of them to find it, and then...
Ooh, then another hour of recalibrating. Ouch. I'll leave you to it.
Could you not like have like just shook it?
Come on.
Well, he looks a bit of a funny colour there, doesn't he? I think it's the light in there.
Hey, Diaz, can you give us some help with the transporter?
No.
What's the problem?
We need to test this cargo transporter.
Carter
I've never
Diaz.
been that great with the signal plotting.
I got it. No problem.
Okay, we've got a new mini game. Select the dysentery. Oh, we got the dysentery gnome as well. So Gary caught dysentery from Happy, and then Gary doubled up. No, sorry, Mr. Smith caught it from Happy, and Gary double dysenteries himself. Press the button, is it? Select the waypoint to create a path through the interference. Okay. Use this button to aim and this button to drag. Hang on, that seems very annoying. Alright, never mind. Okay, so it's like one of these sort of things, so we need to make a wiggly line. There we go, because he couldn't do that.
Hurry up!
Whoa, hey, buddy, get off the pad!
And into the void he goes.
Don't tell Chovak.
Not a word.
Time's a-wasting.
Hang on, I haven't finished exploring. I know you're waiting for me at the lift there, but you know, I can't resist it. You know, resistance is futile, though. Can we, what was run again? Oh, that's run, okay. Love the look of these. Wouldn't you just love one of these in place of your car?
Diaz, you're in my light.
Oh, sorry.
Right, let's go and see what what's all this mess in the corridor? Hang on, we need to check.
Hey, don't let LT catch you blocking the corridors like this.
We'll clear it up once we finish the delicate work. Good looking out, though.
I'm guessing this is a part of the opening dial, the open section of the game, so that we don't go wandering off too far. Because, you know, I mean, you could even have stuck them in that alcove all stacked up. You're just a messy worker. Hey, that's what. Look, they got them so close to going out there, but they just left them there, dumped them in the entranceway. More blockages.
Access to the tubes behind cargo storage all the way to the turbo lift.
Not after the retrofit. Bulkhead cuts it off at Section 2. New computer reroutes.
So then...
I'm thinking we'll have to do the work in that tube, then take the turbo lift
don't
from
even
Section
think
2 to
utilities.
Section 3.
Well, wait, there's a
Force of habit,
subfloor
I guess.
crossover around Junction 32E.
What do you have against using the turbo lift?
Nothing, I just like being in the tubes. It's my domain.
He's going to die in some sort of breach. Why is he in a microwave? What could possibly go wrong?
Engineering.
I heard the new XO just arrived. Won't be long before we get underway. I just hope whatever Chovak called us down for, it's something good. I can never tell with him. I'd rather not end up degaussing plasma manifolds. Hanging upside down makes me queasy.
You and me working together, we can tackle anything he throws at us.
Your optimism is positively contagious.
Yeah, that's right, she's part giraffe.
Looks like we got here before.
Lieutenant Commander Chovak.
So if you've not watched it for that long then, Black Horse, that means you're not going to be taking part in the final exam?
Edsolar. Diaz. I was beginning to think you would be late. We are all hands on deck right now, which means if you are not at your post at the appointed time, I do not have someone to replace you. A point I have been forced to make to Petty Officer Edsolar on repeated occasions.
So you're saying we're irreplaceable, Commander?
That is one interpretation. Another would be that I would replace you if I could. You can interpret as you see fit.
So, I don't suppose you wanted us down here to check in before we go off duty?
Equip yourselves in EV suits to work on the exterior of the hull. I need you to tune the structural integrity field for optimal performance. The subspace distortions and ionic interference we are experiencing are preventing the proper calibration. But this ship must be ready to depart shortly, despite the storm. The precise nature of these disturbances are not fully understood. But many systems have been affected by the wide band of emissive activity.
Whatever it throws at us, we'll be ready. We've got the best chief engineer in the fleet.
I am a Vulcan, Mr. Diaz. Flattery is not necessary. All that I require is that you do your job. Right now, that entails critical preparations, because long-range sensors show that these disturbances will be more severe at our destination, the Hotari system. You have your orders. Do not delay.
Yes, Commander Chovak. All hands on deck.
What's that?
All hands on deck. That's what Chovak said. You know what that means? It means this ship isn't ready to go out and the brass know it. So they're throwing every warm body at it. And they're going to leave on schedule.
It all comes down to us, Nilly. We're the ones who will get it ready.
I know what we can do. But this isn't just any old refit or any old relaunch.
Oh, whoa. Excuse me.
A lot of new faces coming on board. It's gotta be tough coming as a replacement. That's for sure.
They seem all right. Something that happened 6 months ago while they were off on another ship? Well, that's nothing to hold against them.
Yeah, you're right. I guess getting a little new blood on board doesn't hurt. Hold on. Now there's an old face I didn't expect to see again. Hey, Miranda!
You weren't gonna leave without me, were you?
Miranda, you're here?
We thought you were staying on the Adirondack.
Transfer came in at the last minute, so I figured I'd slum it on this bucket of bolts. Looks like you got her back together pretty nicely. I wasn't sure what to expect.
I'm gonna take the high road here, pretend you didn't say that, and welcome you aboard.
It's just me, or does she have an enormously large head compared to the other characters?
A bottle of Saurian brandy. Don't think I forgot.
Meanwhile, Ada's gone insane.
Maybe Carter can rustle up that bottle and we can give you a proper welcome. As soon as we wrap up this quick little spacewalk.
I keep going to pull the left trigger because the icon is on the left side of the screen for the right trigger.
Thanks.
That's not at all going to cause me confusion as we play.
Are you back to security rotation?
Yep. Still running with the usual suspects.
Whoa.
Good to go. See you on the other side.
Gary caught dysentery from me. It's very slow, the camera. 2 seconds, if I just get the... No, the mouse is just as slow. Okay, so it's meant to be that slow. Jump! Can we run? No, we can't run. Okay. Evening, Eddie. Welcome in, mate.
Have you never...
Pathetic boobs. That's an entirely different show, Happy. Welcome in, Eddie. Join us as we are playing the Telltales, not Telltales, Star Trek game. There's one thing I didn't have a chance to research about this game. And now in the Telltales games it was episodic, and each week we did one episode because that made sense for the story. I have no idea how this game is divvied up. I don't know if it's just a continuous play or if it is divided up into episodes. I was supposed to look it up, but I never got around to it.
Captain Solano should be here momentarily. You'll have to forgive me, I don't know much about Kobleods. But my understanding is you need a steady supply of duridium to keep your cell structure stabilized, or bad things start to happen. And we have plenty of duridium in sickbay, so there's no risk of running out.
Thank you.
Feel free to make yourself at home. And help yourself to whatever you like from the replicator.
When the captain in the office here, shall we go and, while we're waiting, shall we go and take a shit in his toilet when he comes in? Don't need my naked boobs, I'm actually attracted to it. Yeah, exactly.
We'll be out there soon. Going where no one has gone before.
Jara Rydek. Last time I saw you...
Oh, he's definitely a pervert from the 80s.
You'd already secured one of the most prestigious assignments possible. And you were burning with enough ambition to fuel 7...
He looks like a character that's going to get killed very, very early on.
I could not be happier.
You know, kind of like half the command crew in Voyager in the first episode.
Welcome. The arrival of a first officer to her new ship deserves a bit of fanfare.
You can spare me the pomp and circumstance. There's plenty of work to be done without all that.
You always had a work ethic like nothing I'd ever seen. That's just what this ship needs at the moment. As I'm sure you've heard, we've had a rough go of it these last 6 months. The ship suffered some damage, but not nearly as much as the crew.
I heard that you had an equipment malfunction.
Is that what they're calling it? No, that's just someone being generous. If anything, it was a leadership malfunction. We were on the verge of a major scientific breakthrough. A quantum leap forward in warp core technology. 10,000 teradynes per second. The ability to travel at a sustained rate of speed longer and faster than we ever dreamed. What would have been the crowning achievement of my career. Right there. Within our grasp. Until it all went so horribly wrong. We pushed her too hard, and a warp core malfunction overloaded the system, creating a pressure gradient way beyond what the ship can handle. It was heartbreaking. We lost some of our best people. As captain, I have to take full responsibility. It was my decision to make, and I have to live with the consequences.
We all know the risks when we sign up. There are no guarantees. As much as we tell ourselves otherwise.
True. But as captain, My job is to mitigate and manage the risks as much as possible. And that's where I failed. In my defense, I will say, I might have avoided the whole ordeal if my senior staff had been willing to trust me. There was a lot of pushback from my former XO, and I think that cost me his confidence. I don't want you to pull any punches. Certainly not on my account. But once we decide on a course of action, I need everyone to fully commit to the mission. Anything short of that just won't work. And that's when things start to go sideways.
And what happens if they don't?
There's a chain of command for a reason. And we all have our orders.
That's true. Everyone on this ship should know that.
Sometimes the occasional reminder doesn't hurt. Look, I'll be blunt.
Yeah, Mr. Lee, we're going to jump between different people's elements in the story.
I can't. I feel like my career is hanging in the balance here. We need a win. Something to restore the crew's confidence.
I understand.
Like Grand Theft Auto.
Positive note. Starfleet has tasked us with what they're calling a mission of the highest priority. Escorting a senior diplomat to Hotari space. Two previously peaceful and otherwise non-aggressive civilizations now find themselves on the brink of all-out war.
So it's a peacekeeping mission.
I see it as a golden opportunity to not only prove what the Resolute and her crew are truly capable of, but also a mission for which we're uniquely qualified. This ionic storm. Our long-range sensors suggested several orders of magnitude stronger than anything on record. A total anomaly like nothing we've seen before. And you'll never guess where it leads.
Hotari.
Exactly. Very nearly in the precise location where we're headed. Where I imagine the interference will be exponentially greater. But the diplomat will brief us on the details of the rendezvous.
So basically, we're being sent into the eye of a storm, more powerful than anything on record.
Well, yes. But we're taking every precaution. But I don't want to get ahead of myself. I expect we'll have some rough sledding when we arrive, so I need you to prepare the crew for the worst. There's just one more thing I want to clarify up front. The metric that for me will be the ultimate measure of your success.
What is it?
If after serving as my first officer, you don't one day find yourself with a ship of your own, then I will consider it my personal failure. When that might happen is entirely up to you. But it goes without saying, you have my full support.
Thank you. But I feel like I still have so much to learn.
You'll have plenty of opportunity. And if you're willing to put in the work, I'll do everything in my power to help you along the way. Come, let me introduce you to the crew.
Yeah, he's not surviving the game. Either that or he's going to be in stasis. I would have streamed Grand Theft Auto 5, like the story, but it has too many words that I would have to just mute the entire game for.
Everyone, if I could have your attention for a moment. I'd like to introduce Commander Jara Rydek, our new first officer. Some quick introductions. This is Lieutenant Handar, our helmsman, one of the best in the business.
One of?
Well, what he lacks in humility, he more than makes up for in ability.
A pleasure to meet you, Commander.
Likewise.
Next, we have Commander Westbrook, our Chief Science Officer. I've come to rely on his expert counsel on a regular basis.
Pleasure.
Commander Rydek, it is such an honor to meet you.
This is our Tactical Officer, Lieutenant Bedrosian, who's been looking forward to meeting you for about as long as I can remember.
I've been following your career for quite some time. And I look forward to learning as much as I can from you.
If anything, the honor is mine.
Well, I have to admit, one of the reasons I've followed your career is because you're part Kobliad, because of what you've overcome. Starfleet stands up for people who can't defend themselves, and you were one of those people once. But since then, you've done so much to protect others who need it. I really admire that. So, you've been something of an inspiration to me. Not that I've done anything close to what you've done, but you definitely set a standard to strive for.
I don't know what to say. That's incredibly flattering, thank you.
I hope someday I can follow in your footsteps.
I'm sure you will.
And then
Follow her to the Sonic Showers.
Please do everything you can to make Commander Rydek feel at home here. I'll be on the starbase. I have an urgent meeting with the starbase commander.
10 minutes if you're lucky. If you leave all the loading screens in as well, Mr. Smith.
The bridge is yours.
I still remember when GTA 5 came out on the 360, I took a month off work and 100% of the game in just a couple of days. Right, can we have a word with the crew before we sit in the captain's chair? You know what these colour schemes remind me of, these blues? Can you remember, was it the Excelsior? Did the Excelsior have all the blue screens, or at least the Excelsior class vessels? Had, like, you know, the blue trim on the LCAR's menus. I'm thinking of, you know, like the Undiscovered Country. Oh, I keep forgetting this trigger button. I'm going to click, not X.
Full of crew that are now my responsibility. Communications. Keeps us in contact internally and with other vessels.
So you're not taking a Vulcan dictator with you. Oh, hang on. Oh, yeah, it must be time for a cup of tea, is it?
Turbo lift could take me anywhere on the ship, but I'm right where I need to be.
That's not a view screen, that's a view window. It's very sluggish to turn around. Oh, what's this manual steering column?
Just like they've got on the Excelsior.
Commander, Chief Engineer Chovak needs to lower the structural integrity field.
Ray shields, fire main phasers, and make us go that way.
Response to the danger posed by the storm. We just need your go-ahead.
Permission granted.
Lowering structural integrity field, now.
Entering maintenance mode.
Are those two Muppets still outside on the hull? Pokemon on the loose as well. Yeah, I was about to say them two Muppets are still on the hull, aren't they?
Looks like they turned off.
And it's going to go tits off for them, isn't it? The Meteor Staff. Oh.
Happy_cat_lady completed the contract and eradicated the tentacle infestation of the marketplace. Using the Meteor Staff.
She's still got some scars on her. It adds character.
Now, is that Meteor Staff or the Meteor Staff?
But this is exactly how I pictured it.
On the outside of the ship.
Happy completed the contract.
Sometimes it feels like we're just part of the machinery. Don't you want more than that? I mean, Starfleet is noble and all, but it's still a machine. A massive, massive machine.
I am willing, man. And so are you. You wanted to get away. I enlisted because I didn't want to wait years just to get out and see the galaxy. I wanted to go somewhere. See new worlds. Look up at a sky no one's ever seen before. Just because I'm cranking a hyperspanner up in a Jeffrey stick doesn't mean that's all I'll ever be. Diaz to Commander Chovak. We are at the Sif emitter.
Acknowledged. You may proceed with the recalibration.
Did we just bring a spanner to hit it? what shall we... calibration tool?
Beginning recalibration.
Calibration complete. Tune the node to the central circle. Move the tool and tune. Oh, it's one of these mini games. Okay.
Looks good. That wasn't so hard.
Self-destruct sequence.
Commander Westbrook, right? Chief Science Officer.
You remembered my name and my rank. Impressive.
Run.
Yes, I am the Chief Science Officer, and I have the dubious honor of being the most senior officer on this bridge. I know this ship inside and out. Better than just about anyone.
What a very impressive list of credentials.
This is a research and discovery ship, first and foremost. Now with a former tactical officer as its new first officer. I'm curious, though. A Kobliad, or half in your case, is an
yeah, this guy needs a slap, doesn't he?
Your vulnerable condition and all. But if, as an example, we found ourselves in a hostile situation, and you were suddenly incapacitated because you needed an infusion, what would happen then? You'd leave Captain Solano without an XO. Granted, that would be a worst-case scenario, but not outside the realm of possibility.
That's very kind of you to be concerned about my well-being. But you don't need to trouble yourself on my account. I'll be fine.
Well, I wouldn't say I was concerned, just curious, that's all. Listen, can I be blunt, Commander?
For a second there, I thought you said sit on his throat. Mystical.
First officers in all of Starfleet. His record was impeccable, and
that's one way to rein him in.
I mean no disrespect. The shoes you're stepping into are almost impossible to fill. He was loved by the crew, and he was one of my closest friends. So I can only hope that you'll live up to expectations.
Mr. Westbrook, if you have some kind of problem with me, and you just met me so as
evening case as well then, welcome in. Looking at the wrong window there.
I'm not going anywhere. Do you read me?
Loud and clear. I'll stick to science. That is what this ship is for.
Very well.
Seeing as Captain Solano is on the starbase, let me give you an update on this ion storm we're flying into. It's unusual, unlike anything I've ever seen. At the moment, I can't tell you if the Resolute will shrug it off or if we're putting ourselves at risk. However, if we learn more about its patterns, its nature, we can come up with a scientific countermeasure. Just a moment.
Yeah.
We've got a massive energy wave inbound.
It's going to hit the fan.
Screen.
The starbase now got some shields that can extend around us.
Tracing its trajectory.
Starbase docking clamps are holding.
The storm's emissions are fluctuating, coming in waves. And if my projections are right,
push the button.
We're about to get hit by a wideband burst of ionic energy. Like a tsunami.
I'm reading power abnormalities all over the ship.
Smith and Gary are still outside.
Red alert!
Aye.
Which one's Smith and which one's Gary, though?
Evacuating main gangway and retracting.
Putting sensor visualization on screen.
With the structural integrity field shut down, we can't take a direct hit.
Time to impact. 1 minute.
Shield systems are severely impacted. We have limited protection.
I need every available solution. What are our options?
We can weaken the impact of the storm with a deflector pulse.
There's a better way.
I'm sending all auxiliary power to the deflector dish.
Send the aux power to the shields. We can't reactivate the entire shield bubble, but it's a directional threat. So we can orient all we have towards the wave. You have to believe me.
We only get one shot at this. We can't afford to get it wrong.
Petrosian, get those shields up.
Rerouting power to shields. Stand by. I need a heading. We've only got one shot.
Understood. On my command.
Heading locked.
Raise shields.
This is it!
All hands, brace for impact.
What happened?
We have experienced a surge of radiation.
Oh, you don't say.
This radiation supercharged the plasma, forcing it to backflush through the system and creating a dangerous imbalance.
Blow out every primary system on the ship.
Just tell us where you need us.
I need you to traverse the hull to the access port to recalibrate the port nacelle plasma regulator.
We've reached the first access point.
Understood. Do you see the override for the level 1 failsafe circuits?
QuickTime events.
Affirmative.
Engage the override. It should allow us to stop the EPS flow to the warp engine without triggering an automatic core shutdown.
Failsafe override engaged.
There's an awfully weird switching method.
I am registering some crosstalk in the bypass circuit.
We need to route the signals so they don't interfere with each other.
That's what they love doing in Star Trek, isn't it? It's moving the its linear rods back and forth.
Failsafes are temporarily disabled. Moving on to the EPS regulator.
Why is he playing Candy Crush on his iPad?
What is that?
One of the discharges coalesced.
It's coming right toward us. I'm gonna try to disrupt it with my phaser.
Right. Press Y to equip the phaser. Use this one to aim and this one to fire. Okay. So yeah, run, Smith and Gary. Did we decide which one was which one's Smith and which one's Gary? Oh, that's right. We've decided, Mystical, have we, that this one here is Gary, and Smith. Hang on a second. All of the equipment and the boxes they had got knocked off the ship. So where did she get that box then? Oh, it's Gary the giraffe. Gary's the trill. Oh, it's Y. It's Y to do phasing. Uh-oh.
Are you alright?
Yeah.
We may get those death loops.
Most of it. Just snuck up on me.
That damaged your suit. Energy dampening is down.
Hang on. It won't let me get the phaser out. Get the phaser out, damn it. There we go. Is that all of them? Smith, cover your butt. Anything sneaking up behind us? Oh, I didn't realise this is a timed mission. Uh-oh.
Carter!
That hurt.
Do not get hit again. We're almost to the regulator.
He's only got 1 HP left. Just being the fall guy.
We're at the regulator point. Opening the access panel.
I am now halting the EPS flow to the port nacelle. We have little time before it causes an overload in the engine. You must work efficiently.
Look at Gaffy just watching. Who called dysentery that time? Gary caught dysentery from Happy Cat. And Smith caught it from Mystical.
EPS manifold adjusters reset to neutral.
Oh, minigame wiggly thing. No. Does that rotate that way? Right, that one must be as far as it goes that way. There we go.
The EPS lines to the port warp engine are back in balance. Almost done. Once I cycle the manifold nozzles, choke up.
The paint work.
Get down! Diaz to bridge. We just lost the docking clamp. We've got a lot of debris coming down. Hull vibrations, too. We can't finish the EPS regulation in these conditions. Please advise.
We have to release the ship from that other docking clamp or the hull will be ripped apart.
There's a problem. The clamps are supposed to disengage automatically in an emergency, but it's not working.
Not working?
What are our options?
The docking clamps are fitted with exploding bolts for an emergency release.
We've got crew out there. That'd be like setting off a bomb next to them.
Maybe there's another way.
Starbase is hailing us.
Put him through.
Resolute, the remaining mooring arm is failing. You need to disengage from the starbase now. The damage to the station will be catastrophic.
We have crew outside and are looking for the
We have
safest way to...
people on this station. If that mooring arm breaks, we could lose dozens of crew.
Commander, hear me out. Reverse the polarity of the hull, which theoretically will repel the docking clamps.
And repel the engineering crew right off the hull into the storm.
This is Captain Solano. Put me on screen.
Go ahead. Captain, we have a situation.
Commander, what are you doing? Blow the bolts on the docking clamp.
The captain doesn't know the whole story.
I'm giving you an order. Jara?
Captain, you brought me here because you trusted me. Can you trust me now?
You better be sure you make the right decision.
The captain made himself quite clear.
They're gonna get hammered with debris out there. Reverse the polarity.
There is protocol.
And there are lives.
What is the holdup?
Starbase, stand by. We're gonna flip hull polarity to disengage the clamps.
Yes, Commander.
Her eyes went weird there. Bye-bye, crewmates.
Repair crew, this is Acting Captain Jara Rydek. Be advised, we are going to reverse hull polarity to free us from the remaining docking clamp. Tether yourself and deactivate your boots on my mark.
Understood.
8, 7, 6, 5,
Ooh.
4, 3,
Slowly do it. Yep.
2, 1. Mark!
Grab my hand! I got you.
Thank you.
Plasma imbalance is reaching critical condition. We are moments from primary system failure.
I got it.
That's the thing. If those were a mission for the Stargate, but I can't type it in myself at the moment. Come on, pushy. Yeah. Do the thing. Have a good night there, Black Horse. We'll catch you later on. Oh, it's not looking good. Push it. Did we win?
Look out!
Oh, her suit's going to be knackered, isn't it, next?
I got you.
She dead.
Petty Officer Edselar's hurt and unconscious. I'm gonna have to tow her back to the airlock.
Mr. Diaz,
There goes Gary.
you are at risk of triggering a substantial electromagnetic arc if you approach the main hull the way you came.
But Commander, the way we came is the nearest airlock.
There is an auxiliary hatch near you on the far end of the pylon. You must bring Miss Edselar there to access the interior.
Roger that. I'm going there now.
We got to get Gary or Mr. Smith in because I can't remember which one we agreed was who.
I'm at the auxiliary hatch.
All those shuttles that are banging around the place. Evening, Jim? All those shuttles banging around the place and they couldn't just send one for them to jump in the back of.
You go first.
What?
Let me save your neck this time.
Gary is the floater. Ah, right, I get it.
Get in there.
Not on your life.
By the time they spent arguing about who's going to go in first, they could have just climbed in and it would have been resolved. It's doomed. We've got another achievement.
We made it.
They're safe. Bringing the SIF fully online.
Do it.
Oh, it's a lady with a massive head.
Nilly.
I'm good. Help me with him.
Let's get this off. Medical. Got one wounded at my location. Carter. You don't look so good. You gotta be more careful. I just got here. I'm not ready to see you two get blown to space dust just yet. Now let's get you down to sickbay.
Great.
Get the baseball bat. Evening, Metro, and welcome in.
The repair crew made it inside. EPS flow is back to nominal levels. The SIF is back up.
Storm interference, Gary.
Releasing the docking clamps using hull polarity minimized damage to the Resolute. We'll have some last-minute repairs to make, but if we reapportion some of the staff, we can make our departure on time. As of now, however, we are successfully moored to the station.
Good to hear. Send updates to my ready room. Commander Rydek, with me.
Or he's going to whinge because we didn't follow his plan. I thought he was going to get like, debris was going to hit the window where he was standing and he was going to get blown out into space.
You disobeyed my orders.
Indeed.
Well?
Respectfully, Captain, I made the right choice given the information
You
I had.
disobeyed my orders! And not just in front of the bridge crew, but the Starbase staff as well. That's going to get around. My name's already tarnished around the fleet. But what is it going to do to my credibility on this ship?
What about your credibility?
Bridge to lower decks.
Maybe I shouldn't have disobeyed a direct order, but you were wrong. You weren't on board, and you didn't have all the information. So I made the right decision for the ship. If you're worried about your credibility, put your ego aside and trust your crew.
Exactly.
Trust me.
You might have won some fans on the bridge with that stunt, but not everyone. Lieutenant Commander Chovak has already bent my ear.
I'm sure he doesn't take it personally. He'll get over it in time.
Mr. Chovak is more complicated than he would want to admit. I guess we all are. And, if I'm being honest, I'm not sure what I would have done in the moment either. You never really know if you weren't in those shoes. So, let's just boil it down to, you did what you had to. That'll have to be good enough for me.
Thank you for understanding, sir. I'm sure no one knows the burden of command as well as you do.
I'm sure you will, someday.
Someday soon, because you're not going to last to the end of this, I really don't think.
So if you'll fetch Mr. Ermot, we'll knock out the final details of any outstanding repairs, and then we'll set out for Hotari.
Yes, sir.
Now, who's going to go and fix the paintwork?
All departments reporting full mission readiness. We've got our full complement on board.
This is my favorite moment, right now.
The start of a new mission is always full of possibility.
The Orion Syndicate could sell it as a drug.
Don't let the Admiralty hear you say that.
Captain on the bridge.
Sit. Sit, everyone. You all know, I'm not big on speeches. We're embarking on the first mission since our refit. Let's make it a good one. Disengage docking clamps.
Docking clamps released.
Thrusters ahead, Mr. Handar.
Exactly happy. I've got some Star Trek point-and-click games from the 90s, the Star Trek Next Generation one. Really want to get that sorted. I have to dig up my CD-ROM because I'd like this to play that on stream. Evening Double Door. Oh, sorry, what's that? Okay, so I missed the day when Star Trek Universe was full of mystery. The stories.
That should do it.
Some of the what's the new stories I haven't seen yet.
Aye, Captain.
You know what?
I haven't seen all of Discovery. I haven't seen any of the other one that's kind of like to that one.
Engage.
There's a new one coming out soon as well, isn't there? The Starfleet Academy one, if I'm thinking right.
Simple, but effective.
Easy. Thank you. I'm fine. Really,
Needs her injection.
You don't look so good.
Yeah, it's red.
I have to get to sickbay.
Go.
Commander, help me get her inside.
under arrest.
Well, that was quite a scare. A few minutes more and it would have been one of the shortest tenures on record for a first officer.
Is that the engineer that was out on the hull?
That storm did a real number on him, but he'll live. Just needs rest. You should worry about yourself. Your deridium levels got dangerously low and destabilized your cell structure.
This is definitely one of the more memorable first days I can think of.
My name is Dr. Aram Duval, Chief Medical Officer. To be honest...
Oh, tea time, Mr. V.
You're...
rare. I know.
I was going to say special. Your people's numbers have dwindled, despite the Federation's efforts to find a more readily available alternative to the deridium you need to survive. Yet you joined Starfleet, and managed to thrive. I imagine the responsibility must be overwhelming. Maybe even a burden at times.
It does.
She had like 90% at the start of the shift, though, didn't she? So she needs to come to sickbay every day to get shot up with this stuff.
Represent my people.
As you should be. And don't worry, I won't treat you like a science experiment. I just do the science and leave the experiments to Solano.
You don't agree with his methods?
I don't agree with his definition of acceptable risks. Not when the lives of your crew are at stake. My professional opinion is that the accident took a toll. More than he's willing to admit. He's overstressed, operating in the pressure cooker of his own mind.
Yeah, to everyone on that side of the chat, I'm just looking over to the other side of the chat there. Suggestions there needs to be remakes of Space 1999, Blake 7. I was actually trying to pick up Blake 7 and some of the other old sci-fi series recently, but they are ludicrously expensive to pick up digitally. We did get the 1970s Logan's Run series and the 80s Battlestar cheap on iTunes. We just started watching the 80s Battlestar yesterday.
And I have to give you credit for what happened on the bridge.
And we finished Logan's Run, the TV series, last week. Only 14 episodes. I think 3 of which were never aired.
Word travels fast around here.
It's a small ship, and everyone's curious about.
Oddly enjoyed it.
Fortunately, your cell structure's almost completely stabilized.
The intro. Have a look on YouTube later on, everyone, to the intro to Logan's Run, the TV series, not the not the movie.
It's as simple as that.
And it looks like they've tried to copy like a Doctor Who type of intro. Ooh, is it cheaper on Amazon?
I came to see if you were okay.
I'll take a look.
We were all pretty worried on the bridge. No one knew what was happening.
I've got to flirt with this one.
Thank you. It's just part of who I am.
You don't have to explain to me. I understand. I'm just glad you're okay.
Oh, they've got a DVD set.
With the shields. And I appreciated that. I want you to
know I do enjoy the classic V. Thank you. I was thinking about that the other day because we were talking about that a couple of weeks ago, weren't we, Mr. V? Bouncy, bouncy indeed.
Now, Carter, the emissions that gave you that burn are quite unusual, like everything else that goes with this storm.
I wouldn't mind rewatching the original V ones.
That's a combination of hyronolin and lectrazine to counter the radiation effects. That should help speed.
Oh, I've only seen one episode of I highly recommend like on iTunes. I want to say it was less than £10 for the TV series.
Be brief.
It's definitely worth a watch. It doesn't follow exactly on in the way that the movie portrayed everything. They didn't, it obviously to save on budget. They didn't even have the crystals in the hand in the TV series.
Come on, you know you can't get rid of me that easy.
Don't push me, Diaz. You do not want to see me try.
No, nope.
In the pilot episode of the TV series Logan's Run, I would say in reality that's 3 episodes compressed into 1.
But since it's just us right now...
Because there's 3 different sets of plots.
I had a chance to think about this while I was away. And I thought it was important that I just come out and tell you.
Now, this is just a guess, but you like me. Is that what this is?
How'd you know? Must have been pretty obvious. Which is funny, because kinda came out of nowhere for me, at first.
Well, you know, I was hoping.
I guess that makes this a little easier to say. We've been really good friends for a long time. I want to see if there's more between us than just being friends.
You don't have to explain it. I feel the same way. There is something between us.
So, do you want to find out what that something is? If it's there for you, and it's there for me, why not give it a try?
Are you kidding me? I just said yes.
I wanted to be sure I heard that right.
Sorry to interrupt, but the patient needs to rest if he wants to get back to his old self.
Of course. I'll see you again soon.
Gotta have a redhead. There's choices. You got the redhead, and you got the other one with the long black hair as well.
Approaching the rendezvous point outside Atari space.
Helm, bring us out of warp.
Dropping to impulse.
Ionic interference surging, Captain.
Shield integrity holding.
We can take it.
We are at the correct coordinates to meet the shuttle.
Commander Rydek, find us our diplomat, if you will.
Aye, Captain. Let's reduce the noise. Filter out environmental signals. I can manually tune what's left for Federation signal types. I've located the shuttle.
Opening comms.
On screen.
Shuttle to Resolute. Shuttle to Resolute. Debris field. Lost maneuvering. Losing.
I can't get it any clearer.
We won't get a transporter lock. It's just not happening.
Power up the tractor beam. We'll pull them directly into the docking bay.
Yeah, there's a few old shows, like you said, that are spotted up on YouTube.
Yes, sir.
Some daft ones as well from the 90s that I probably no one's remembered.
I'm sure.
Come on, Diaz.
Why were they waiting for us inside of an asteroid field when clearly
First thing,
we walked like 100 feet from the edge?
rotation. We're pulling in debris.
I'm on it.
I thought it was a rotating thing. Ooh. It's a hold it in the middle thing.
That's gonna take out the shuttle. Diaz, the bridge. There's a large piece of debris headed for the shuttle. The tractor beam can't handle it.
Can our shields take it?
I believe so.
Commander Rydek, plot an intercept course.
On it.
It's so slow to move the cursor.
Here we go. Maneuvering thrusters bearing 53 Mark 17. 200 meters on an intercept course.
Maneuvering.
Got it.
Whoa! Someone's working hard on the bridge.
Ooh, Ada just slappy slappy, the another bot.
We got the shuttlecraft on board.
Good job. We're on our way down to meet them.
Get the fuck out!
Terra firma, so to speak.
Ambassador Spock? The captain will be right down to meet you, sir.
In that case, I will wait for him here.
This is awkward.
Apologies for the landing, Ambassador. I was operating the tractor beam, sir. I take responsibility.
Our arrival was the smoothest part of our journey. Your artistry with a tractor beam is commendable. We thought we were prepared for our arrival in Hotari space, but it is evident my craft was not sufficiently robust for such intense ionic activity.
The storm has been pretty intense.
There was an element that was most unusual. Before you came to our aid, our maneuvering thrusters and impulse engines were rendered inoperable. So we attempted a short traversal at warp speed, only to find that we could not achieve warp at all, even though our diagnostics computer showed no faults or anomalies. What do you make of that? All indications say that warp speed is possible, but in practice, we find it is not.
Well, this storm is one of the strangest phenomena we've ever encountered. It's disrupted other systems. Who knows what it might do to a warp drive?
Yes, it would seem further investigation is called for.
Take readings, run some additional diagnostic checks, and we'll get to the bottom of this.
Quite logical. Petty Officer...
Carter Diaz. Sir.
Thank you.
Ambassador Spock.
Excuse me.
I'm honored to have you aboard. I'd like to get right to it. We're already behind. Ambassador Spock, my senior staff. It's not every day that a captain gets to welcome a Starfleet legend aboard.
You flatter me, Captain Solano. But legend implies the past tense, whereas I am very much focused on our present circumstances.
I didn't mean to suggest you were stuck in the past. You're right, Ambassador. Not the most diplomatic choice of words.
Your experience comes from the past. But our present situation calls for it.
True enough.
We were hoping you could fill us in on the details. We got the basics from Starfleet. Two formerly peaceful neighbors are now on the brink of war.
Indeed, and the tension between them grows fiercer by the hour. Elydia and Hotari. The Elydians are the more advanced species. They made first contact with the Hotari over a century ago. This is Tau, the Hotari moon. It is rich in dilithium, and for decades, the Hotari and the Elydians have shared a mining operation there. The Elydians provide the technological resources, while the Hotari have served as the labor force. The stability of that arrangement was the source of their peace, until recently. The Hotari have suddenly and forcefully seized control of the mining operations and expelled the Elydians from their system. That is the official story, as told by the Hotari when they requested Federation mediation. But the details remain scant. Communications between all parties have been limited by the ionic interference.
Have the Illidians retaliated against the Hotari? Or taken any action against them?
Surprisingly, they have not yet responded in kind. They were open to a Federation presence. But it is unlikely the relatively primitive Hotari forces would stand a chance against the Illidian fleet in open war. Left unchecked, this conflict will result in more bloodshed, which is what we are here to prevent.
And the dilithium trade hangs in the balance.
Clearly the Hotari have been exploited in this relationship.
Maybe we can persuade them peace is the more profitable alternative for everyone. They both profited from the mines. And for the Hotari, something is better than nothing. Peace is our objective, after all.
That is correct.
We can call it profitable or mutually beneficial, but at the end of the day, the Hotari are still being exploited for their own resources.
True peace is not merely the absence of war. And as such, this conflict will surely come again.
Neither the Illidians or the Hotari are members of the Federation, so we can't make them do anything.
There is an additional complicating factor I should mention. In the past, the Federation has relied on the Illidians as a source of dilithium.
That certainly changes things.
Federation sources its dilithium from a lot of places.
Yeah, and this is one of them.
We could use that as leverage with the Illidians. They'll want the Federation to continue buying from them.
There might be something to that, Commander.
Putting that on the table could make the Hotari more hostile.
Given the Federation's involvement in the Illidium
There's a
dilithium
Pokemon on the loose.
Captain Solano and I must make every effort to appear neutral in these negotiations.
What worries me is if this whole thing unravels, and we're at the mercy of the storm at less than full strength.
We can't let it come to that.
Considering what the ion storm has done to our ship, and the Ambassador's shuttle, we have to assume the Illidian fleet has had problems with it as well. This recent surge in the energy disturbance temporarily levels the playing field.
Commander Westbrook is correct. The energy anomalies around the Hotari systems have been noted in the past. But they have never been observed on the orders of magnitude we have seen in recent weeks.
Happy_cat_lady failed the contract
So close,
and was unable
Happy.
to eradicate the Glamiao infestation of the
They
coral.
finally had an opportunity.
Reef using the Shadow Blade.
That would also explain the
Happy couldn't kill another cat.
And reason to learn as much about the energy anomaly as we can while we are here. We do not want to be caught at a disadvantage of our own. So I trust we understand our circumstances.
We're operating on a strict timetable here, and we're going to be leaving for the negotiations shortly. Commander Westbrook, I want you to leverage our systems to investigate the anomaly from here while we're gone.
Aye, Captain.
Thank you all.
Dismissed.
I want to speak to both of you privately.
Ambassador Spock, I'd like to make a formal introduction. My first officer, Commander Jara Rydek.
Commander, as you are aware, there are limits to what Captain Solano and I can do in our official capacity as representatives of the Federation. But someone in an unofficial capacity, your first officer, for example, would not be bound by those restrictions. Commander Rydek could ingratiate herself to certain parties behind the scenes, where they may be more candid in revealing information that could lead to a resolution.
She certainly goes her own way. Maybe that helps in this case.
I'm perfectly happy to work outside the lines.
And by extension, you will be doing your duty, Commander.
Just not too far outside the lines. Well, I hope Commander Rydek will have more luck finding out what really happened than we will through official diplomatic channels.
The fate of the negotiations, the interests of the Federation, and the prospect for peace may very well depend on it.
War. War never changes.
What could possibly go wrong, Case? Evening, Frodo.
Mr. Diaz, I understand you have already discussed the warp drive failure with Ambassador Spock?
I have.
It is imperative that the Ambassador's shuttle be flight ready.
How's that rocket fuel going, Frodo?
To ascertain the root cause of the system failures he encountered.
I'm surprised, Commander. I thought you would have wanted to work on Ambassador Spock's shuttle yourself.
I respect the Ambassador and his many accomplishments, but I do not derive any satisfaction from interacting with his shuttle as if it were somehow transubstantiated through its association with him. Especially when I have the entirety of this starship to concern myself with.
The Ambassador asked me to take a look, and I'm ready to crack this thing open.
Good. You could learn from Mr. Diaz's focus.
I'll take notes.
Then I will leave you to it. Make note of any abnormalities in your report. Carry on.
It seems like he's warming up to us.
Yeah.
Even Chovok
Here goes Gary and Smith.
know you've earned some real respect. And I have to admit that I owe you one. You were right to make me go first. I don't know what I was thinking.
You've pulled me out of trouble how many times? Call it even.
Okay. At the very least, maybe I can track down that bottle of Saurian brandy you're still on the hook for. But first, we have work to do.
Ready to go?
All set. Let's run the diagnostic.
Clicky, clicky.
So... I know about your talk with Miranda.
You do?
She sent me a priority 1
What's the
dispatch
Elvish word
right
for
after your
friend?
conversation. I'm happy for you. Both of you.
Thanks.
But I'm only going to tell you this once. Don't screw this up. Because I would be very unhappy if you tried this out and then, I don't know, 6 weeks or 6 days later, I have to start splitting holidays between the two of you. All because things went south and you're not on speaking terms.
She could just join in.
That just isn't gonna work for me. And I know you'll respect that.
That's not gonna happen, okay? And why are you even going there? We haven't even gone on a date yet.
I just want you to know where I stand. I like my friends and I like our group. I don't want to lose that. Is that thing done?
Yeah, it's wrapping up. Let's see. The relays along the primary EPS are blown. The backup relays are all intact.
An EPS overload from the warp drive could cause that. But how did the shuttle end up dead in the water?
Oh. Well, maybe the ship's data recorder can tell us something.
Tappy, tappy.
Here.
They were only about 8 minutes from their plotted warp point. No faults, just those warnings. What are they?
Subspace variance out of tolerance. What does that mean?
It means the main navigation array lost sight of space somehow.
Will the array going offline cause that?
Yes, but it should have also thrown a fault code.
Maybe you need one of those little boxes under the dash to see what went wrong.
There was a complete warp cascade failure.
Wow. They're lucky the shuttle didn't turn inside out.
Makes me think the computer panicked on the warp field equation. The warp field became inverted suddenly.
I've seen this happen when the center warp coil cracks.
A cracked warp coil throws a fault code.
Still, we should take a look. Any one of these failures should have thrown a fault.
If it was caused by a system failure.
None of this caused the relays to blow. Roll forward to when that happened.
Yes, ma'am.
So here, they take a moment to get their bearings and they attempt to re-engage the warp drive.
There. That's the relays blowing.
And look, There's another warp system alert.
They're all the same. Subspace variants out of tolerance, or warp inversions. Finally, there's a complete warp cascade failure.
Then it's one of two things. Either a warp coil is cracked, or the navigation array is offline.
That makes sense.
Divide and conquer. You want to check the warp coils or the navigation array? I'll check the other. Let's not
Oh, let's dismantle things and you can play with the computer.
I'll check the nacelles for a cracked coil.
Play with screwdrivers. Equip your tricorder. Oh, we're not actually dismantling it, are we? Oh. Press this one to do that, and then hold this one on the scanning. Do it. No, I don't want to exit the game. Resume. There we go. Mr. Tricorder. Ooh, X-ray vision. I have to walk around the other one as well. Oh no, it doesn't go. Alright, so we're just doing the one. No X-ray vision. Watch Frodo sneak in. Yeah, he tries to sneak into the seat at the back. During a deep scan, use these buttons to switch between different scan modes for glowing objects. It could be like, which is the dismantle ship game that we play? What's that called again? Hard space shipbuilder cracker thing. They're all green. Red scan reveals nothing. Blue scan. Anything on the red scan? Yeah, you guys know the one, the shipbreaker one. Alright, what are we missing here? Blue scan. We scanned all the blue bits. It won't let me press X to holster. How weird.
I checked every coil on the port nacelle for imbalances. If any coil in either engine were cracked, I would have detected it. So, it must be the navigation array.
Except it's not. Checked and double-checked.
Well, the readings don't lie.
Here comes the security detail for the way team.
Hey.
I'm not here.
We're escorting the negotiating team to the surface as soon as they come down from the bridge. I don't want to interrupt some important work. I was just hoping to see you before I go. The captain and the others will be here any minute now. Should be an interesting ride down to the surface.
Come on, I'm never too busy to make time for you.
That's not true.
No. But I am glad you came by.
Now that's more accurate.
I gotta be precise with you, huh?
Hey, Maris. Aren't these those button pushers you're always hanging out with?
And you're the phaser jockeys we always beat in Parisi squares, right?
All aboard for Hotari.
That another one of the captain's railroad things?
Gotta be. I just usually zone out by the time he gets to the whole, steam engines were the warp drives of their day part. Catch y'all later.
You don't want to miss your train.
I do have to go. Not gonna lie, I'd rather not leave right now. That was nice.
Yeah, it was.
Save some of that for when I get back.
You've got a deal.
Be seeing you.
We got another achievement.
It's Carter Diaz. If you could float back down to reality, we still have a ways to go. All right, where were we?
So, the warp coils in the navigation array are fine, but the nav computer doesn't seem to think so.
I'm out of ideas short of field stripping the shuttle from bow to stern.
You wanna take this out of the shuttle and throw it on the bench?
Oh, real hands-on maintenance. I like it. Okay, the nav computer is patched into the ship.
The ship's computer can double-check our work. If the shuttle's nav computer is putting out false data, we'll know it.
Let's run through the shuttle's logs again.
Running now. Same. Warp field inversion and a cascade failure. However, the Resolute computer doesn't show the same subspace variance.
We're in the same conditions that the shuttle was in when it failed. Why wouldn't the ship's computer get a matching result?
What if the subspace variance was a momentary occurrence?
That's a possibility, and it would explain why the simulation under our current sensor readings failed to reproduce the issue.
But a subspace anomaly strong enough to cause a warp field collapse would leave graviton ripples for days.
Let's run with the momentary subspace variance theory for now. Roll forward to the shuttle's attempt to re-engage the warp drive. We need the conditions of space around the shuttle at the moment of warp failure.
Resuming simulation.
Error in warp field calculation. Cochrane formula variables are out of range.
That right there. Take the shuttle sensor data from that moment.
Computer, why did the warp field calculation fail?
Warp field pressure returned non-orthogonal. Results are undefined.
That doesn't help.
Wait, what if we use a different ship?
Put the Resolute into the simulation instead of the shuttle.
Yeah, it should warp just fine. Unless... Computer, run the simulation with the Resolute.
Resolute simulated.
Computer, give me manual control on the warp power.
Static field intensity, warp 1.1. 1.2. 1.3. Warp pressure is destabilizing. Error in warp field calculation. The warp drive has experienced a system-wide cascade failure. Warp field collapsed. Subspace variance is out of tolerance. Cochrane formula results are undefined.
Bingo.
What-o?
The same moment when the shuttle failed to warp, so did the ship. Whatever happened to the shuttle just happened to us. The Resolute will not sustain warp.
We can't leave Hotari space.
What could possibly go wrong? Should I be saving this as we go? Just checking. Probably indeed. Seat of power.
Ambassador Spock, Captain Solano, welcome to Hotari. We are honored you've come. My name is Tyler Saltaris, Minister of Diplomatic Affairs.
The honor is ours. And this is Commander Jara Rydek, first officer aboard the U.S.S. Resolute.
Indeed, it's a trap.
She has a keen mind and unique insight into the dynamics between the Hotari and the Lydians.
We are honored to be here as representatives of the Federation.
I'm so glad.
These must be the representatives of the mighty Federation. The reigning authority in the galaxy. Or so we've been led to believe. Whether that's true or not remains to be seen. But, either way, we're
The
grateful.
577th Hunger Games have begun.
And you are?
Apparently Smith and I are coming from District 2.
The heroes of the revolt in the mines.
Exclamation mark HG and volunteer as tribute.
Let's hope this is the last time we ever have to come here.
If you'll excuse me.
I think we're about to begin.
Did you hear the arrogance from that guy? I don't know what we're walking into here. But that guy was something.
He certainly seems full of himself. No missing that. You could probably see it from orbit.
What a piece of work.
Remember, we are here at their invitation. We must remain deferential whenever possible.
Of course, but even that has its limits.
Smith got killed.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have our victor. The winner of the Hunger Games. Frodolator 33. The Vulcan Mind Meld. Frodolator 33 used their telepathic abilities to form a mental connection with a Smith 501, ultimately convincing them to surrender.
The honor is mine, Your Majesty.
Frodo won the Hunger Games.
Respected representatives is not only an honor to the Hotari people and their queen, but a recognition of our stature and importance.
Let's get on with it, shall we? With all due respect to the Federation and their ambassador, they have no authority here. We are not members of their alliance. We are not subject to their rule, nor yours. We demand the immediate return of all mining operations to Lydian control, as it has been for centuries and will be for centuries more. That has always been our understanding.
That understanding has changed.
Then you invite war.
And if you cannot remain silent, you will be silenced. But his point is well taken. What is the Federation's interest?
Oh, he's floating high. I didn't want to see that there.
Perhaps you would have us trade one oppressor for another?
The Federation remains neutral. Our only interest is the peaceful resolution of this conflict. We are here at your request, Your Majesty.
For now.
I get the sense she's cut from the same cloth as Galvin. I thought they wanted us here.
Was there something you wanted to say, Captain?
Oh, no. My apologies.
And what about the Kobliard?
She's not
She
part
can
of...
speak for herself, can she? Then let her. Now then, one should know their place. What you might be somewhere else is not what you are here. Which is standing before a queen. And a queen deserves respect. A bow is not too much to ask. This Hotari Prime Part of the Hotari system.
My name is Commander Jara Rydek, Your Majesty. I prefer to be called by my name, not my species.
Then I suppose that makes us even. Commander Rydek. You are Kobliard. Your people suffered brutal treatment at the hands of the Cardassians. Their injustice towards the Kobliard is as unimaginable as it is unforgivable. Not unlike how we have been treated by the Elidians.
As much as they'd have you believe they are the victims here, remember it was the Hotari who attacked us. Hundreds of innocent Elidians were slaughtered without mercy in those mines.
The blood is on their hands, not ours.
Quiet! If after all the Kobliard suffered, you finally had the chance to right that wrong, to get out from under their control, would you take it? Or would you negotiate a peace?
If the opportunity presented itself, and I wish that it had, more than you can know, then I would right the wrong without hesitation. For the sake of the Kobliad, we suffered enough.
Of course you would. It would be foolish to do otherwise. The Federation is the most powerful, most advanced alliance in the galaxy. It's widely known we have an abundance of dilithium in our mines. And it's in your interest to secure a steady supply.
Your Majesty, if I may.
Ambassador Spock would have us believe you're here as a neutral party in the interest of peace. So why are you really here? I want the truth, not your Federation rhetoric.
It's possible the Federation has an interest in both peace and securing a steady source of dilithium. One does not preclude or prevent the other. But that's just my personal opinion.
Given the Federation has done business with the Elidians for decades, I would agree. It's entirely possible, if not highly likely.
What they haven't said, but cannot deny, is a simple truth. The dilithium trade would not and will no longer exist without Elidian involvement. We created it for the benefit of everyone, especially the Hotari. We've given them warp technology. We've let them share in the profits. We've made their lives infinitely better than before.
Yeah, this guy's definitely dodgy.
Discovered. All of that goes away if the Federation turns a blind eye to their treachery.
That is enough of your lies! The Hotari are quite capable of running the mines. We've done so for centuries. So tell me, who deserves control of the dilithium trade and the mines on Tau? Who should the Federation recognize?
Uh-oh. I can't remember the name of which of the species is which.
Or the Elidians?
I'm going to guess this one.
One or the other. Not
I can't remember which one's which.
If I have to choose only one, then it would have to be the Hotari.
well said. How could the just and wise Federation make any other choice?
This is an outrage. The Federation has lost all credibility.
The mines are ours. Lydia will not be deterred. We will take back our mines by any means necessary.
Then you will see more blood spilled.
I am more than willing to address your concerns, Your Majesty. Yours as well, Representative. But I suggest we could have a more productive conversation with a smaller group. Perhaps only the most essential representatives.
There's only a couple of people here in the room. Indeed, that escalated quickly.
There is some sense to that.
Yeah, he who controls the spice controls the universe.
Spock and I will cover everything on the diplomatic front. You make nice with the locals and see if you can get some answers. We need to find out why the Hotari are so willing to risk war. What happened in those mines?
Yeah, we've got control. Oh, can we change all the characters as well? Alright, what we're going to do is... hopefully that's the right button. That is where we're going to wrap for this week. And we will return to Star Trek next Wednesday. Wait for it. Come on, load. I know you want to. Well, in a minute. Let's see who is on that we can go and annoy. Oh, there's not that many folk on tonight at all. Let's go over here. Jump over here. So tomorrow night, if all goes according to plan, we'll be playing Pacific Drive. Oh, I'm getting feedback in my ear here. It's very distracting. Hang on, mute that for a minute. Pressing buttons. Let's get straight to it for me. I can. There we go. So tomorrow, if all goes to plan, we'll be playing Pacific Drive. We were going to do that yesterday, but we weren't on yesterday, so I just rejiggled it and pushed Furthest Frontier. Then we'll be next Tuesday. Ask Ada. Ada knows the schedule. I just do what she tells me. But we will be back to Star Trek next Wednesday, though, and continue the story. But we're going to jump over here. We're going to go and see this channel because there's nobody on. But thank you all for watching. Have a good night, and we'll see you all next time. If I had the right button ready, I'll blame Frodo for that.
Thank you for joining me today. If you are enjoying our journey and would like to see more, then please rate, comment, favourite and subscribe in whichever manner your chosen platform allows. If you are joining us on Twitch, Mixer or YouTube, where we have loads more for you to watch, from our live streams to all our episodes across our various series. You can also drop by and say hi over on Discord, where we chat about everything from Minecraft to books and movies to tabletop games. But most importantly, thank you very much for watching and have a lovely day.